Hi, I'm Jason Gray. Are you someone that struggles with rejection or the thought of rejection? Maybe have a strong fear about it and it inhibits you from doing your job or growing or living the life that you truly want to live? If you said yes to any of those questions, stay tuned for this week's book breakdown. Alright, so this week we are looking at Overcoming Rejection Will Make You Rich. Okay, this is a great book. It's by somebody named Larry DiAngi, who at one point 20-30 years ago was at rock bottom. I'm talking homeless, living out of an office, not knowing where his next meal or job is going to come from, to someone who has had tremendous success and has helped others become mega successful. So I'm going to share with you 4 takeaways today that I think will help you overcome rejection and get on your path to becoming rich. All right. The first takeaway from this book is understanding that fear and rejection both are normal. Okay? So all of us, even people who become leaders or someone who seemingly isn't worried about rejection anymore, still has some fear about it in their gut. It just might be more minimized. And wouldn't you like to be at a place where it's more minimal for you? I think the answer is yes to that, right? So, how do you do that? Well, you have to start thinking the right way. You have to realize that we all start in the same spot, and the only way to take the fear from here to here is by thinking better and by doing more. See, when you face fear, the death of fear is certain. You guys have heard that, I'm sure. Let's say it's cold calls or just prospecting. The first 5, 10, 20, 100 you do, probably scared out of your mind, and there's probably going to be more rejection because the way you're thinking and your skill sets are lower. But the more normal it becomes, you start doing 1,000 or 10,000 of these activities, it's nothing. It's just normal for you. You don't even worry about it, and your skill set gets better, so the percentage of somebody rejecting you becomes even less as well. Also, you have to realize the results you're seeking in whatever activity you're doing, you can't put all of your eggs in one basket. You have to know your numbers and your ratios, and just know that the higher volume of activity you do, the chances of getting what you want becomes a lot better. So if you only have 2 appointments lined up or 2 prospects you're working with for whatever you're doing, and one says no, or one disappears, you've lost 50% of your list. But if you have 100 and you lost 1, you've only lost 1%. Who cares? Next. Okay, so know that it's a numbers game, almost any and every business, but also know that you're normal if you have some fear, and when you get constant activity going, you build up the skills and the momentum, things become a lot easier for you. Secondly, the way to help others, if you're in a training, a developing, a leadership, a hiring mode, the way to help others get through it is make them feel great about themselves. If you're trying to help a client move forward, a lot of times their own fear or rejecting themselves internally will stop them from moving forward or moving forward quickly. So how can you help them see your vision or the vision that you can see for them? How do you take them from where they're at to where you know they could be with your product, service, or opportunity? So help people feel better about themselves, and in turn, they'll be able to move forward. I mean, I saw this in the healthcare world, and this is pretty profound, I think, if you're in healthcare. A lot of times the typical system approach is, hey, you're sick, do these 10, 20, 30 things, and you'll be better. Go do it. Or maybe it says go do these 3, 4 things and you'll be better. And then that patient comes back a month, 2, 3 months later, and they're not any better, and we wonder, what's going on here? Why won't they just do those 4 things or 12 things? Well, if you take it a step further and you look at their lifestyle of all the other stressors, maybe it's something as simple as the dishes are piled up and the laundry's piled up, or they don't have any AC in their overheating apartment all summer long. And someone cares about them and goes in there and helps address those minor issues which aren't health related, but then take that off their plate to where now they can focus on the health related, or now they're not as stressed and they can open up and really ask, what are these 4 steps you want me to do with my health? Okay, so if you can be there and understand people and get them understanding the other issues and get them feeling better about themselves, they can open up, become more confident, and move forward to where you want. The third takeaway here is understanding the stories. Every mega successful, medium version of success, and even little successes, all have similar stories. People at one time or many times in their life were in a major valley, scared out of their mind, not sure if it's going to work out, would this be worth it? But they kept pushing forward, and thank God they did. And Larry shares several stories of himself and others in this book that happened, just like I opened up with. He was homeless, living on the floor of his office, along with Les Brown in the same situation. And today they're mega successful and had major impact. But one of the keys that got him from where he was to propelling him to where he's now today was a couple of clients or prospective clients that he kept following up with 60, 70, 80 times. But once that clicked, the accounts, the recognition, the book sales, the speaking gigs, and everything else just went through the roof. But if he would have given up on call 5 or 10, he might not be where he's at today at all. Okay? And Oprah has stories like that. Bill Gates has stories like that. Jeff Bezos has stories like that. Elon Musk. And you have a story like that, whether you're at the peak yet or not. So keep pushing forward, know your vision and your purpose, and keep driving to it. You got to get your plane off the ground. A lot of force to start getting to takeoff, but once you get to cruising altitude, it's smooth sailing. So don't stop before you get there, okay? And lastly, number 4 is you have to know the 5 reasons that you must get to your next level, that you must get to a higher level to where you're at today. So that's the key word, must. Why? So take time, close this here in a minute, and write down the 5 reasons I must get to the next level. I must succeed bigger than I am today. What are those? And they're different for each of us. But if you have that and keep that in front of you, and keep coming back to that when you do get rejected, when you're worried about getting rejected, when things slow down or you're going through the muck that we all will, right? What did someone say? The path to the top is going through the mud usually, okay? Go through the mud, know your 5 reasons, and it will help propel you and your team or your business partners to really take off. All right, guys, let me know what your number 1 tip was. Let me know what relates to you and what we just covered here. And if you like this type of thinking and these type of tips, go ahead and pick up this book because it goes into deep analysis of these over 200 pages. And I know you'll be glad that you did. And if you don't want to miss out on the next book breakdown and tips on how you can better yourself, your business, or the people around you, make sure you like and subscribe and hit the bell icon to get my next book breakdown. And we're going to be covering a book that says do the work. All right, guys, until then, join me in the pursuit of greatness.